Hi, my name is Britt. Today I want to talk about something many of us don't say out loud, why God had to remove people I was praying would stay. There's a special kind of pain that doesn't come from enemies. It comes from people you loved, people you trusted, people you went to God about and said, please don't let them leave. And instead of fixing the relationship, God removed them. For a long time, that didn't feel like an answered prayer. It felt like silence. It felt like loss. It felt unfair. But I learned something that changed everything. God didn't ignore my prayer. He answered it with wisdom instead of emotion. I was praying from attachment. God was responding from assignment. Some people were never meant to walk with you into the next season because they were only equipped for who you used to be. They were comfortable with the version of you that stayed quiet, stayed available, stayed small, even when it was costing you your peace. While I was praying, Lord, keep them, God saw what I couldn't see. He saw how their presence was draining me, how their influence was delaying me, how their access was slowly suffocating what He placed inside of me. Here's the hard truth. God will never sacrifice your destiny to protect your comfort. What felt like abandonment was actually deliverance. What felt like rejection was redirection. What felt like loss was God saying, this weight cannot go where I'm taking you. Some people weren't removed because they were bad. They were removed because they were misaligned. I was praying for peace, but God saw chaos ahead. I was praying for closeness, but God saw control. I was praying for restoration, but God saw a cycle that would keep repeating. So God intervened. And I know it hurts, because God doesn't always explain Himself right away. Sometimes all you're left with is grief, questions, and silence. But hear this clearly. If they could have gone where God is taking you, He wouldn't have had to remove them. God does not remove what can grow with you. He removes what would break under the weight of your calling. So if you're grieving people you prayed would stay, remember this. You were not rejected. You were protected. You weren't abandoned. You were preserved. Because where God is leading you requires freedom, clarity, and obedience. And where God is taking you, not everyone was meant to survive the journey.